Good afternoon, Lost Nation. How is everybody? Roderick H. Norville here, Full Circle Podcast. What's your story? Super excited for today's VIP guest spotlight interview. Today in the studio, we have Dorothy Knight. I can't wait to share Dorothy with you. A little bit about Dorothy. Dorothy has spent over a decade in the corporate world when a serious motorcycle accident dramatically shifted her path into becoming passionate about energy healing and energy mastery. Her injuries invited her to find a yoga, which later inspired her to complete her YTT 200 teacher training in yoga. Yoga completely shifted her path to studying the healing arts and applying them into her own healing journey. Dorothy believes in talking her walk with great awareness, insight, and wisdom. Dorothy is a speaker and metaphysical teacher. Her offerings have helped hundreds of clients heal unresolved trauma and embody their full potential. She's passionate about empowering others towards self-mastery, illuminating the way to fulfilling our soul's mission with passion, purpose, and play. She travels and teaches in some of the most beautiful places on the earth. Lost Nation, I want you to imagine you're in a stadium right now. We've all been to big events. You can hear the crowd roaring. You can smell the popcorn. Your feet are slipping on the greasy floor. And you hear the MC take the mic and say, now coming to the stage, your keynote speaker. Put your hands together. A warm Lost Nation welcome for Dorothy Knight.
Woo! That was good. I totally was there with you. That's awesome.
Hello, Dorothy.
Hi.
I'm sorry. That's my favorite part. I love energy. I love energy. Super excited. Dorothy, thank you for your time, for being here. First thing I always say to people is time. It's the greatest gift. It's free, but you can never give it back. Get it back. It's priceless. And we want to thank you because I already know the gift that you are, and our community is going to be better for your time today. So thank you. With no further ado, over to you.
Thank you. Actually, time is not free. That is our most valuable currency. So choose how you spend it and how you spend it wisely. That's the one thing I've definitely recoded in my reality. So thank you so much for having me. It's been a while, and it's always fun when we come together with these beautiful souls. So I'm Dorothy Knight, and I'm known as you'd beautifully described, metaphysical teacher, speaker, mom of two, and just human being figuring this thing called life out. So I just recently turned 42, and I'm going to be honest, it's taken me 42 years to figure it out in the sense of coming back home to myself, because like many of us, especially if you're in like coaching or spiritual practices, healing, guru, whatever you are, we all in some shape or form, why we're doing is because we've experienced, well, a disembodied experience. And I would say that I've spent 4 decades of my life living a disembodied experience. And I was never fully home with myself. And that started out as physically not feeling at home in my body, dealing with childhood obesity, which in high school turned to eating disorders, which in my early 20s shifted into other belief systems and subconscious programming that is inherited, of course. And that just perpetuated this toxic feminine to emerge. And I worked in a very male dominant corporate environment. And as a feminine, as a woman, that really keeps you guarded. You're always feeling like you're on defense, right? So I spent a good decade there. And as you alluded in my introduction, it was in 2008 that I had a motorcycle accident. And I would say that that moment, even though I've had a few accidents before that, and I wasn't paying attention, as we would say, to the universe's signs, but this was the one that absolutely knocked some sense into me because I literally suffered a concussion. I fractured my pelvis, my ankle, but considering it was a motorcycle accident, I'm very lucky.
Right.
That's all that happened to me. But I'll tell you, when I woke up in the dark hospital ER room, not knowing why I was there and what happened, the first thing I did is I looked up at the ceiling and I said, "Message received. What do you want me to do?" Now.
Wow.
And that was what we call my tower moment, my spiritual awakening, which led to so many tower moments and dark nights of the soul, as we call it. And that's when I really started asking those big questions that a lot of us sometimes are afraid to ask, and often afraid to ask, is like, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Because up until that point, I was successful. I was climbing the corporate ladder. I was making pretty good money. I was traveling. I had the social circuit going. I was dating a younger guy. I was riding motorcycles, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, there was the void. And because I was spiritually bypassing from doing the real work, I would fill that void, as many of us do on this journey, with everything outside of myself. And that only led to more numbness, more not being in my body, disconnecting, disassociating. So it's not like when I had my spiritual awakening, we'll call it that, I just quit my job and figured everything out. It actually began the journey of the next 16 years that followed. So it's like, Shrek, right? We're like onions, and it's layer by layer by layer by layer by layer. The beautiful thing about the healing process is, though, that it's not a forever thing. And I feel that eventually, if we are committed to our process and we do the work layer by layer by layer, eventually you get to that moment, that layer, that core, and that is your core essence. And when you arrive at that place, there's no one else left to be, just yourself. There's no more roles to play. There's no more ego traps. There's no more attachments, identities, masks, armor. You're done with it. So I'm at that point in my life, decluttered, stripped it away, stripped like a naked baby, right? And that's why I like being in my skin right now, because I feel quite at home with myself. And it's been a lot of work to get back into this place. So I feel a lot of people are always somewhere else. We're always somewhere else. Like even right now, how many of us are fully here in this moment? And that's why when I was saying in the beginning, time is the most valuable currency we have, is because that's true. This moment right now is now time. There is no other time. And the amazing thing is that as these beautiful beings, spiritual beings that you've heard this quote, are having a human experience, we are the past, present, and future expressing itself through this existence simultaneously.
Oh, can you say that again, just a little slower?
We are the past, present, and future in the now moment. But all of our power is in this very moment. So if you find that your mind is drifting towards the past, you are either dwelling, you're regretting, you're reminiscing, you're nostalgic, right? And that's siphoning off your energy somewhere else. You're in the past.
Right.
If you're anticipating something that hasn't happened yet, you're getting anxious about something, then you're in the future. But if you focus your direction into this moment, right here, right now, the power that you come into, you tap into what's possible in this moment. Anything's possible. Everything's possible when you're fully here, though. And I feel a lot of us, we split off our energy. We, split ourselves off, fraction ourselves off, not only because we're living in this digital age where we're constantly simultaneously living with tech and, maintaining this digital avatar persona of ourselves online. And then there's everything else that we do in a very fast-paced lifestyle. So slow living is a beautiful thing. I highly recommend it whenever you can. And I spent the 10 years in the corporate world. And then, as you read in my intro there, I found myself in a yoga studio. And up until that point, like many of us, I was a very A-type, regimented personality. Things had to go a certain way. It was like game over if my plans were kiboshed. And when I found myself on a yoga mat, because I couldn't train like I used to, I had injuries to recover from, right? I was blown away by the simplicity and the complexity of just a yoga practice. It was my first time having to be present in my body, right? And then I love the beauty of connecting the movement with the breath. I'm like, oh, there's so much more to this. So I started gaining this understanding that there's so much more to this physical human experience than just the skin on bones. And because I had a concussion, I took off. Like I had a few near death experiences. I've had outer body experiences. They keep sending me back. I gotta do it right this time for sure. And I feel like for many of us, this is that lifetime that we are the generational breakers, the cycle breakers, known as the black sheep in the family. And we are changing all of it. We are paradigm shifters. And like I said, we are recoding reality because so much has changed in the collective energy, in the collective resonances. Resonances are the frequencies, right? So it was crazy when I had my awakening. There was no Instagram. There wasn't much happening on Facebook yet in terms of the spiritual world. And I felt very isolated. So when I went on my spiritual quest, like as soon as my awakening happened, like many people, when they have their awakening, you want to learn as many things as possible. So like The Secret came into my life and all these other things vibed. And I was like, I'm going to take my healing into my own hands. At 26, I already had premature arthritis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, heel spurs, tension headaches. I'm like, I'm not even 30. This can't be good. I got to take care of the temple first, the sacred vessel. And I didn't even know what Reiki was at the time, but I knew intuitively to place my hands on my injuries and I started healing. The second thing that was interesting during this chapter of my life is because I had a concussion, I literally cracked open my crown chakra. So it was like mushrooms, LSD, but without those things. Like I could see things you can't even imagine. And this is like so
I can smell blue.
I saw what we really are, just beautiful energy fields that is always resonating and we're always communicating with each other energetically. So before you maybe have heard this, before you even say a thing, your energy introduces you. It speaks for you before you even say a word. And energy is actually, as Kelly's nodding, our first language. So it became very important to me to increase my energy fluency and like understand something that is so innate within all of us. So that was my process of like self-healing myself on a physical level. And then came the next layer, which is all of the mental, emotional, shadow aspects, inner child wounding, and all of that. And eventually I did leave the corporate world. I got pregnant with my daughter, so I decided to be a stay-at-home mom and figure out how to translate these passions of mine, these spiritual hobbies, into income and generating abundance from it and owning my time and my freedom and my experiences and my choices. So I became a yoga teacher. And then, like you said, yoga led to Reiki, and I opened a practice. I had 2 locations in Mississauga. And my higher self, as maybe you've heard this term, my soul, my oversoul, it told me to shut my practice down before the pandemic came. So I was building a beautiful community, had a great locations. We're doing workshops, all kinds of things, events. And I was on vacation actually right a week before. And it was like, okay, you got to shut it down. I'm like, shut what down? The practice. I'm like, why? But like when God, creator, whatever you resonate with, when that truth drops in, it's a very resounding yes.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm not even going to argue with this voice.
It's not open for discussion.
No, I just felt it in every cell of my body. So I had to terminate my lease. And the person I was sharing the space with, they were like, why? Why are you leaving? I'm like, I don't know. I just have to go. And then a week later, boom, pandemic came. And I'm like, oh,
wow.
Wow. Okay, cool. So that changed everything, obviously, for the whole entire world. But for me, it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me because it was such a blessing in disguise. And another message that I got when I was on the beach is you have to move your offerings online. And I was kind of like, oh, who wants to do Reiki online? Like, ha ha ha. And like, how am I going to teach this online? But when that happened, I was like, oh, the online thing, I have to teach this online and do energy healing online. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? And I'm like, well, energy transcends time and space. You learned how to do this, remember? I'm like, oh yeah, we can do this. So that saved my butt. That saved my business. And not only that, it took me from like this bricks and mortar situation where I was serving only people that could geographically get to me to
Right.
now working with
Limited.
clients all around the world. And it
Yeah.
just opened so many
Abundance.
doorways, and I met
Yeah.
so many beautiful souls in the process and like connected with soul family. And it was really amazing. So now being back in Canada, because I've traveled with this
Yeah.
situation,
I saw you
it,
everywhere.
yeah, it's a mix now. So I still work with people virtually online and I get to travel and work with them in person wherever I go. And then I'm also working here now in the GTA in Burlington. And it's a bit of both and it's amazing. I love it so much. So I'm
Nice.
still teaching the healing arts. I'm definitely still working with clients one-on-one. And on top of Reiki, I'm also an Ohana generational healing practitioner. So
Ohana.
Ohana in Hawaiian means family. So I do the deep ancestral generational timelines, and it has been such a game changer. What's also amazing is that we are at this tipping point in our collective consciousness that people are really starting now more than ever to invite really doing the work. And I'll
Mm.
tell you, when I first started, people would come and see me, they would treat themselves like a car. They would be like, okay, you fix me, you do your thing. I'm like, come again? Do your healing. Just heal me. And I'm like, I can't do that. That's
Pixie
not my
dust.
job. I'm like, and I don't want that responsibility. That's
No.
responsibility is on you. I would
Right.
never call myself a healer. I am a
Mm.
practitioner, a conduit of higher vibrational energy to illuminate to you where you need to heal. And I
Mm.
am here to empower you to do your own self healing because we're
Wow.
all enabled innately to do this thing. It's amazing. So, on the topic of energy, this is really important, I feel, to share in this space because I'm sure there are a lot of entrepreneurs here, a lot of coaches. And I've been in this space for a while now, too. And it's amazing because we talk about energy, we talk about spiritual things, we talk about mindset, we talk about beliefs. But at the end of the day, if you don't embody what you are teaching, it
Mm.
doesn't matter. You're not
Nope.
going to sell.
Nope.
And if you have your own shortcomings and fears and obstacles and limitations and abundance blocks, you're
It's
not
a
going to
block.
sell it. Even though
Sure.
you're selling the things to not have those things, if you haven't resolved those things within yourself, it's not going to happen for you. And that gets
So
really
good.
frustrating for coaches. And I find a lot of healers, like healing practitioners and coaches, they're the ones that sometimes need the most healing, right? Because they overgive of themselves and
Mm.
you want your
So
business to
true.
grow, but to thrive you really got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. And the only
Woo.
way to do that is to know thy frequency, know thy energy, know what is you and what isn't. We are every day enmeshed in other people's stuff.
Mm.
Consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously, people are projecting things to you. Even as you're sitting here, someone's thinking about you and they're jealous of your last sale and they're projecting that onto you. And if you are not strong in your energy, if you have any cracks, rips, tears, or holes, people can hook themselves into your energy field.
Ah.
And then people go, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so depleted. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you're siphoning off energy. You have an energy leak. So I'm like an energy plumber. That's what I
Yeah,
call
yeah.
myself.
So,
Yeah.
so good. I'm looking at the time here. I would, man, we could go. Well, someone ordered
I'm just
breakfast.
warming up.
We're just getting warmed up here, and I would love, and again, they can meet with you one on one and connect with you. So, what we'll do here right now, we're going to pivot to what we call question or comment. So, if we
Yeah.
can, what I'll have you guys do is you can use the reaction button, just raise your hand, and it can be a question or sometimes they just want to say, hey, thank you for sharing. I found that very informative, whatever it is. And I'm looking at Donna, and I don't know why, Donna. I'm going to you first. I don't know why. There's that smile though, so maybe there's a. I feel it's a question coming from Donna. I don't know. Kelly's gonna pitch and catch with you, I'm sure. But Donna, do you have a question or a comment for Dorothy today?
I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. I find your story absolutely uh, amazing, inspiring, definitely. I I don't even know. I'm sure I have like 10 questions popping off here, but I'm not even like, which one do I ask? I don't know. Um, but yeah, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for sharing. You're a light, you're a gem.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for recognizing me and for that beautiful reflection.
Amazing. Thank you. Donna, who are you gonna popcorn it over to?
I will popcorn it over here to Coach Adams. She has her hand up.
All right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Dorothy. I am overwhelmed with gratitude. You are just absolutely amazing. I love what you said, like filling the void. I say something like, there's a hole in my soul that only my God can fill. And my question to you today, Dorothy, is what's one thing that I can do to get down to my core essence?
Wow.
You have to sit with it. And by that, I mean, it's being curious, but also being very patient and compassionate with sitting with whatever that is. So, you know, you've done the work when what used to trigger you doesn't bother you anymore, right?
Yeah.
You'll know you've done the work if you are unapologetically yourself. You feel that you are expressing yourself authentically. You feel embodied in who you are, in your purpose. So if those things aren't quite jiving for you yet, you don't feel in alignment with the truth of who you are, with your purpose, you know, it's not reflected in your reality, then it comes through getting quiet. And that's why I tell people, know thyself, in the sense, such a great quote, is to know who you are, what is you and what isn't. It's meditation, right? It's making, not necessarily like meditation, which is still great, but it's just every day, especially if you're a mom, oh my gosh, you need to disconnect from people energetically. And that is, you gotta do it. You must. You will be such a better mom for it, I promise you. But it used to be locking myself in the bathroom and like running the water. Mommy,
Do that.
mommy needs a bath right now, right? Just let me be. Or like
Donna's
you're like
dead.
really
Donna's
sitting
dead.
on the toilet for a while, like okay. But that's what it looked like in the beginning. And those were some of the best moments I had in the day because I could just be like, oh, okay. And then when I had those moments, this is for anybody, whether you're a mom or not, is like I said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. So I do these little self checkpoints. I check myself throughout the day. And that's in the morning. I check myself. How are you feeling? How's your energy? Where are you feeling it? What are you feeling it? Why are you feeling it? Is it yours? Okay. So
Wow.
whatever you're feeling, follow the feeling because the emotions will always lead you to the place where you're holding it. And that holding is a holding pattern. And it's the issue in the tissues, right? So we all hold stuff in our muscles, in our fascia, in our bones, because the body never forgets. Your mind gets over things, but your body will never forget, especially if you don't reconcile that aspect or that timeline, whatever you experience within yourself on a cellular level. That's what real healing is, okay? So make the time every day, even if it's 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes are so essential. They're going to be glorious for you. But check yourself, and you can do it like a scanner. Like I bring a little white orb of light. It's like a consciousness ball, and it just scans from head to toe. And I just go, oh, okay. If I feel like something in my chest, I'm like, oh, I feel like a heaviness there. What's up with that? Maybe I had a conversation with somebody. Maybe they projected onto me. I work with people's stuff every day, right? So I have to be very good at energy mastery and energy management, which I think all of us are. So when I like feel something, I'll be like, is this mine? Maybe I had a bad day. Maybe I'm feeling something that's my own, right? But if it's not, then I go, "Whoop," I let it go. I know how to move that energy out of my body. And that's what I teach people how to do. So
Wow.
that's something I definitely recommend is on the daily, make the time, create the sacred place and space to tune in. So tune out to tune in and see how you're feeling and what you're feeling and what the story is. Our bodies are phenomenal, intelligent, super biocomputers. There's always feedback happening. They're always communicating to you. So it's very important to make the time to check in and listen.
Wow.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
good. So good. I guess that would be Lizette. You're going to?
Yeah, Miss
I wanted to
Lizette,
leave Kelly
you're
last.
up.
You're up, Lizette. Question or comment for Dorothy?
Hi, Dorothy. Thank you so much for, I can't see her though. Hold on.
Oh, slide your
See-
finger.
Yeah,
There,
I did.
there you
Thank
go.
you so much for your story. I love that. My little sister is actually a Reiki healer. She went through all these levels and she does that. That's my little sister. But I love what you said about overgiving of yourself because I have that tendency to overgive of myself. And then I do feel everybody's energy, kind of an empath, I would say maybe, but I do.
Mhm.
So what's a good way of like balancing? Well, you just explained it to Amanda's question, but I really love that. Just how to balance your energy a little bit better. I guess maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
So my question for you is, would you
I
say
can feel energy really, really strong. That's why. So it's a discernment.
yeah, so as an empath, which most actually all spiritually in
Mhm.
tuned people are, and coaches, we're like sponges. We absorb things whether we like it or not, whether we're aware of it or not. So that's why, again, having that self-awareness piece and energy
Mhm.
mastery is going to be the game changer. So a lot of people, I would say, even if you check yourself, like they hold their energy, they're top heavy energetically, right? So they're always in their head. There's always the to-do list. There's always the blah, 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 blah. We're always telling ourselves stories all day long. And it's so important, as even like Kelly was saying earlier, to do your grounding, to do your earthing. And that can be done in so many different ways. Even just visually right now, you can consciously, just with your breath, just draw the awareness, the attention down to the lower part of your body, to your chakras, like in your feet, in your root, which is at the base of your spine. And I like to visualize like cords of light or like tree roots just going right into the ground, like anchoring me so I feel really present and physically here in my body. So that helps a lot. I do this just through breath work and just intention and awareness. So another thing that I do, and I think this is very important for empaths, is when I wake up, I set the tone for my day. And I claim my space, I claim my energy right from the get-go. So I do like a beautiful energy field around me. And I say my beautiful intentions for the day, my affirmations, like, I am here. I am ready to support those that are ready to invite healing to their lives. And I only welcome into my space what energetically resonates with my energy. What does not resonate with my energy, may it be deflected, may it be transmuted by God's love and light, by source light or whatever. I'm not available for what is not my energy.
Okay.
This
I love
changed
that.
everything too, because every day even the clients that I'm attracting now, because I claim I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve in my truth and my light and my purpose. Like, bring those people to me. I emit that in my frequency every single day. The universe goes, what? I hear you. Here they come. Here they come. I don't even have to worry about selling anymore because I'm marketing myself energetically.
Mhm.
I know what I do. I know where my gifts are. I know what my skills are. I know how I'm here to share and what my capacity is to help others and to serve. And that's my business card with the universe every day, because a lot of us forget, like, we do the things, we're doing all the stuff, we're running through the motions, we're doing a million things, but we never stop to just be in our energy and just say, I am the energy of what I do. I don't have to do so much. Do less, be more. Do
Be
less,
more.
be more. Do less.
There it is.
It's a beautiful thing. And that's a mindset. It's a social conditioning that productivity is sexy. Let's be busy all the time. Let me schedule you. Oh, coffee. Yeah, like 3 months from now. Like, you have coffee now? Like, what happened to us? I'm not be here in 3 months. Come on. So time is it's your most valuable currency, right? Decide how you choose to spend it and whom you're spending it with, and honor your boundaries, honor your energy, claim your space. What are you inviting into your space? That's with people, relationships, jobs, partnerships, what you're watching, what you're consuming. Everything affects your energy signature. You all have a unique frequency that you're emitting. There are no two energy signatures that are alike. However, if you're like working with your soul family, your vibe attracts your tribe. It's a
Yes.
like resonance. So those are the people that you just click with, you get along with. You don't have to explain a thing to them, like your soul family, right? You don't have to translate your soul to anybody. You just
Yeah.
know it. It's an instant knowing, it's an instant connection.
So
So
good.
those people are at a certain frequency with you. And that's why look what happened during this pandemic, right? It put us into these situations where we were siloed and isolated, and we also have to be with our family, and then those dynamics came to play and everything, right? But we kind of learned where everyone was energetically, and now you can see, I bet the people in your circle are very different than 3 years
Yeah.
ago, and that was part of the
Oh,
process. So
Yeah.
whoever leveled up,
so true.
congratulations.
Yeah.
That was the greatest test we could have gone through. So
I'm
if you
telling
chose
you.
you to level up, you're in it to win it, baby.
Facts. You can get bitter or you can get better.
Goosebumps.
My entire
Thank
wedding
you.
party, 2016. We don't speak to any of them. One, my brother. Everyone else gone. But man, I am so excited for this. Kelly, I know. I wish we even had more time. We do have a hard stop, so I'm going to not even talk and give it to Kelly. Kelly, do you have a question or a comment for Dorothy?
No, I just resonate with your energy. You are a bright soul. I definitely see so much greatness in you. And as you were talking, the power of now with Eckhart Tolle came to mind. If it's on my playlist, if you wanted to listen to it through my audibles. So if you, I totally could resonate with so much that she was saying. Like I'm into Joe Dispenza and feng shui and so many things. So that positive vibe that you exude, it really sells yourself. I could see that totally. Thank you.
And we all have that within us. So
yeah, Kelly, as much as Kelly is kind of running things here with and for us, she also is going to be a VIP guest spotlight interview, and she's going to be doing her work and her deliciousness for our community. So Dorothy, we'll make sure that if we can add Dorothy to the invites for everything, I'd love to have you on when it's Kelly's show, because I can feel it. You're right. We can get bitter, we can get better, and I'm telling you, this is a gift to our community. You are a gift, and I just want to thank you again for being here. Does anyone have any final comments? If not, Dorothy, over to you just to tell us where our community that is listening. We have over 6,000 downloads on the podcast, which was just a practice passion project. It was not even a real podcast. It was called Podbean. We did it for 3 months from June 21st till September. 6,000 downloads in 137 episodes. And now we're getting started. Kelly's getting us all set up with YouTube and Dan and a website, and we just want to go heal some people. So where can our community find you, follow you, get more of you?
Well, if you are tuned in and you want to communicate telepathically, I'm open to that. That's coming up next for some of us. But other than that, on socials, you can find me on my Facebook page at Dorothy Knight Reiki. The website is dorothyKnightReiki.ca. So that's my name, Dorothy Knight Reiki. And on Instagram, lots of fun happening there all the time. Some really fun and engaging content. And that is the handle at Moving with Mana. Moving with Mana. Mana means energy in Hawaiian. So lots of dancing, energy moving. I do some crystal work too. I do all kinds of things.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I will make sure you have access to everybody here and in the community, and anyone that's a VIP guest for us. We open the the doors and you are welcome. You will have access to, this is a Zoom room that actually Amanda decided should be a 24-hour support. We have two foundations. One is called Pete's Place for health and wellness. That's for my dad who passed. It's about raising awareness for mental health. And Amanda's, I think we have 1 minute, Amanda. Can you right on the dot, 60 seconds, can you tell her about Smile More and why?
All right. Smile More is a foundation to spread awareness for mental health and suicide awareness. I have unfortunately known a lot of people who have passed away from mental health and passed away from taking their own lives. A lot of the reason being they feel alone. They feel like they're maybe the only ones that feel that way. And so I want to create a community that just puts it out there that you're not alone, that it's okay not to be okay, but it's your responsibility to do something about that, and we're here to help. So we created a foundation, it's called Smile More.
There it is. And on these retreats that we will be doing, some of the locations, Vegas, obviously, Kelly, Barbados, Dorothy, so put Barbados down if that's still on the bucket list. I don't know. I've seen you everywhere. I
haven't been there though. I think
well, there you go. Perfect. Good to know.
I'll never say no to the beach.
We have some friends that are working with us. They're in Mexico, in Playa. Lizette is in Florida. What am I missing? Oh, obviously Ryan and the team in California. So we want to have healing homes. They're going to be called like healing home, like the retreats. And Kelly has had a lot of experience putting events and retreats and stuff together. And you know me, I'm just a promoter. So I just want to fill the rooms and fill the Zooms and deliver this magic and help everybody smile more. So once again, everybody, thank you for being here. So appreciative of everybody, each and every one of you and your contribution. We do not take it for granted. We do not take it lightly. Our challenge for you is to impact 3. For those of you that are listening to us, if something you heard resonated with you and 3 or more names came up like, oh, Sally could really benefit from hearing this, we're going to ask you to go ahead and tag 3 people in the comments. And we just want them to have the same experience that we had. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, Dorothy. Bye, Donna.